Yeah.
Okay. So you said you didn't know anybody that was teaching it when you had first.
Yeah, you the first one, man. You one of the first guys that I seen that was teaching the sub too, and I reached out to you, bro. And that been how long that been?
God, about 4 or 5 years, I think.
That was like
Or what?
2018, I think. I did my first one. I did my first sub two in 2019.
Wow.
But you helped
Been
me
that
with. I don't
long?
even know if you remember, bro. You helped me with my first sub two there in 2019.
I think you was in a master class.
Yeah, I was in your class. I reached out to you, bro. I found you on YouTube. Actually, I was just Google. I went to YouTube. I was like, man, I gotta learn this up too, bro. And I found you. You was doing interviews and stuff. You was doing a whole lot of stuff with what's that guy name? I can't
Chris.
think of it. Huh?
Chris.
Yep. Yep. Chris, you was doing a lot of interviews with him. But he didn't resonate with me like you did. So I was like, I'm reaching out to Eddie, bro. Eddie's speaking that real game. So it's been on since then, bro. I appreciate you. I just wanted to tell you that, man. Every time I talk to you, I got to tell you, like, I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, boss. How many? So I remember you was in that master class. I didn't know it was that long, man.
Yeah, I did my first one, bro. Let me tell you about the deal, Eddie. That deal, I paid this lady $2,000 for it, bro. I took over her mortgage. Her mortgage, at the time when I took it over, was 131,000.
Wow.
Bro, that house right now got over $300,000 in equity in it.
Dang. Woo! What she
Listen,
doing? Just been renting it out.
it's worth like $450,000 right now, bro. I took
Oh
over
my
the
God.
payment. I took over that payment. It was 131,000, and I've been
Oh
just
my God.
killing it since then, bro.
So you been paying extra toward the mortgage, or just been letting it pay itself off?
No, I just been paying the mortgage. I end up putting about 30,000 into it, and then I refund. I buried it. I took
Oh
31,000 back out. So I put about 30 in and took the money back out, refinanced it.
man, that's dope, man. Are you getting some good cash flow on it?
Yeah, bro. My mortgage on it like 16. I rented for 2750.
Oh man, that's why I love these things.
Yeah, dude run a group home. The guy that rented, he run a group home. So yeah,
Dang, I wonder how much he making off of it.
bro, he made 800. So he got about 14 beds in it, and he make about $800 per bed. Last time I checked, it was about $800 per bed.
Oh, he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. I could raise the rent, and he still ain't leaving.
Man, that's dope though, man. Look how you helping people too, man.
It's
You
like,
helping this guy with other people, hopefully help them guys get back out there and be more productive in society.
yeah. But you know, my thing is Section 8, bro. I'm big on Section 8. You know what I mean? All of my properties, for the most part, they go straight to Section 8.
I love the Section 8 too, because get what? Man, that money coming every single month.
Man,
Like
it's
clockwork.
coming. People don't realize, man, and then a lot of time they be like, what I hear a lot of people always say, well, right now what they saying, oh, the government gonna stop, Trump gonna stop Section 8. Like they got all these myths about Section 8 or the tenants tear up your property. Bro, I'm gonna tell you this. My properties that's rented to Section 8 tenants, they are my best tenants.
Hmm. Now, do you have a certain way that you pre-screen them? Or how do you make sure you get good tenants that's not going to tear up your stuff? But that's what
Yeah,
a
we
lot of people
we getting the
scared of.
1%. We getting the 1% of Section 8.
Dang.
We got a whole process that we go through, bro. I'm gonna give your people some at the end. If they stay around to the end, I'm gonna give them a whole breakdown of how we do everything.
Thank you. So for those of y'all who new to my channel, this is my guy Fredrick Ward. You still an agent
Yeah, I'm
also?
still a real estate agent. Yeah.
Okay. So an investor and real estate agent. And one thing I love about Fred, this joker know how to use this credit to leverage this credit with real estate. And growing up, a lot of people, especially our look like us, man, wasn't taught nothing about credit. Nothing at
No.
all. I didn't even start learning about credit, how to really start leveraging it a little bit until my late 30s. It wasn't taught in my household. Man, nobody was talking about it. Like, period, man. I'm like, wow. But I've been blessed. I've been doing this 21 years, but I've been blessed to have private lenders for like 16 years now. So I never really needed credit unless I'm going to buy a car or some stuff like that, but I never needed for housing. But man, now that I'm learning more about it, man, it's just more leverage, more power.
Yeah.
Fred, so what do you do? Tell us a little bit how you leverage the credit with real estate.
Man, so when I first got into it, I was like you, right? I thought I needed somebody to invest with me. Like I was like, yo, I need a hard money lender. I need somebody to loan me money. I need a private lender. And one of the ladies I went to school with, real estate school with, right? She was a flipper. And she was like really good at credit. She worked at a bank, in a loan department. So she was really good with credit, right? And she was like, look, you don't need no partner. All you need is good credit. And I was like, what? And she was like, you just need to leverage your credit. So I was good with the business credit because I taught business credit, helping people they personal credit for like years, right? My personal credit always been like an 800. So I was good. But I ain't grew up like that now. I didn't grow up with credit. I learned about it over time. And now it's for the last 10, 12 years, I always had over 800. And then I started
Dang,
stumbling
you over
across.
800.
Yeah, I've been over 800 for, man, a decade, bro.
Lord have mercy. But they would even sweat you when you go buy something. Like, here you go, sir.
Nah, because it's so deep. It gets so deep because, like, even when you just sell vehicle, right? I don't put vehicles in my personal name. I put all my vehicles in my business name and I get to write them off. Code section 179 RS, right? So I write off all of my vehicles.
Wow. Man,
you see what I'm saying? So it goes deep, bro. It's deep. And then, the fuel, the maintenance, the insurance, the monthly payments, everything dealing with that car, that truck, whatever I buy, I write it off, bro.
Tax write-off.
Yep, it's a tax write-off. That's what the wealthy people do, man. We got to study what wealthy people do, and we gotta copy that. You know what I mean?
Follow the blueprint.
But I was doing trucking, right? I was doing trucking, and I was using all of my personal money and my personal credit to run my trucking company, right? And then 2008 hit, bro. I had to end up selling my truck. I filed bankruptcy. I ended up filing bankruptcy twice, right? And that's when I started getting good at the credit thing, right? So I started learning about. I just kind of stumbled across it, bro. I started learning about business credit. I was like, let me create an LLC. You know what I'm saying? So I had my LLC, and then I was like, oh, let me get some business funding. So based off of my personal credit, I personal guarantee, right? PG. When I got business credit, look, I just keep stacks of cards everywhere.
Damn.
I just got stacks of cards all over, bro. Look, like 20 band off each one, bro. So I started getting business credit card, and then I learned how to like use those cards to buy properties. And then I used the bank's money to buy the real estate, and I use the government money to pay it off. That's basically what it is, bro. The bank's money to buy and the government to pay it off. And they pay me a difference for like a management fee, if you will.
Yeah. OPM, that's what Robert Kiyosaki said, other people's money.
And then look,
that's how you get rich.
What people don't realize, when you go and you buy these properties, when you refinance these properties, that's considered a loan. You do not pay taxes on the loan. So I could easily I used to do 3 a year, right? Refinance 3 a year, pulling out 6 figures off each deal. You see what I'm saying? Wow. And you do not pay taxes on that money, bro.
That's the good thing I love about them refinancing. No,
you do not pay taxes.
Hey, that's what everybody want to avoid.
Exactly. You do not pay taxes, and then you put it on Section 8. Section 8 always pay above the market rent. So,
and on time, man. I
on
love
time,
you get money on time. You ain't got nobody making no excuses of calling. Listen, man, my dog got hit last week.
Bro, listen, dealing with regular tenants, you have all kind of excuses. You have all kind of excuses, Eddie.
You know I know, boy. I caught hell. Now I caught hell with one on the lease option. She was on the lease option. I caught hell with her, man. I had to spend like 20 grand on attorney to get her ass out of the house. She had my house. She's supposed to just been leasing it out, staying in the house. She'd have turned my house into a what's that thing you were renting out by the room?
Yeah, rent by room. They co-living.
Yeah, she was renting out, just making all
Yeah.
kind of cash. So I didn't even swear it. I was like, her lease almost up. I'm just let her get the money and put out. So her lease was expiring. She wanted to buy it because she's on the lease option. I was like, well, I sent you the letters. You were violating. You got all these code violations. You rented out, making money and all this stuff. Because, man, the HOA kept calling. That's how I found out she was leasing it out. There were too many cars parked in the yard and in front of the house. So they was calling me. And then she started making additions to the house. She didn't even call, even ask me about any additions with no permits. Man, this lady had all type of shit going on, man. HOA was up to 20,000, man. It was hell. I finally got out, man. I got 180,000 equity in the house, so I couldn't wait to get out. But COVID hit, so she was in that whole year and a half before I can get out.
Man, I had to evict 2 people during COVID, bro. Listen, huh?
Were you able to get them out?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what happened with one. Right, one. I'll tell you one story. I bought this property December 20, right? December 20. Bro, they hadn't paid rent in a whole year. Okay, so what happened was the sister was renting the apartment, renting the house from this young lady in another state. So she moved out and moved 2 of her sisters in. There was twins, 2 twin sisters moved in.
Man.
So listen now, check this out. The twin sister did not have a lease. The older sister did, right? But the older sister moved out, and when she moved out, she moved her 2 younger sisters in, and they was in the property. So that's where I got them at, right? So when I bought it, they was in the property, and I did something that you probably it's looked down upon, right? But you probably know what, you probably know what I'm about to say. But here's the thing: I had to go in there and make sure the property was good. And, it was a little mold in there, and it was a little safety issue, right? So I turned off the utilities.
Right.
Remember this in the winter months.
Oh shit! They out of there.
They out. They out.
They gonna pack it up quick,
bro. They was out of there in the heartbeat. So we ended up going to court because they filed. I had to file eviction. We went to court. They told the judge, I cut the utilities off, and he was like, "Well, can you cut the utilities back on for 7 days so they can go get their stuff?" And I did that.
Damn, I should have used them.
But here's the thing: if they got a lease, you cannot do that. You get in big trouble. But they did not have a lease, so I was able to cut the utilities off because, like I said, it was mold in the house, and I ain't want that other issue going. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got sick from being in your property, blah blah blah. So I'm like, look, I got to get in here and renovate this property, so you guys cannot be in here.
Yeah, that was coming.
Yeah,
you got them out of there.
Yeah, they got out, bro, and it was middle of COVID, and the judge he gave them 7 days to get out, and bro, they didn't even use the whole 7 days. They was out in like 1 day, 2 days because they did not take all their stuff. It was like 3 families living in there. I got like 4 dumpsters, and I cleaned that house out, bro. I ended up refinancing that house and pulling out $230,000.
Yes, sir. That was sub too also.
No, it wasn't even a sub too. I paid little money for it. I ain't paid that much money for it because the girl was behind. It messed up her credit. The girl the house it was messed up her credit. Got her in all kind of financial trouble, bro. So I just gave her a little bit of money, and I bought it, refinanced. I put about 25,000 into it. I paid 113 for it. I put about 25 in it, and it appraised at 330.
Oh, that was a blessing. Most of these deals don't take that much money. Just depends, though.
It really don't, man. You make your money on what you pay for, your down payment, and your contractor costs, right? I always tell people you can control the material, right? Buy your own material. Don't really use contracted material,
Woo.
because they always gonna tax you. If they go get a sheetrock piece of plywood's $100. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like they
yeah.
gonna tax you if they got to go to Home Depot or wherever to go get it because that's the delivery fee they charge it. But here's the thing: most of my stuff I'm buying on clearance. My appliances, my floors, my paint. I get a discount at Home Depot for paint. Um, yeah, I got a warehouse full of material. I buy truckloads of Home Depot, like the
Yeah.
Home Depot truckloads.
Oh, the like the pallets they have.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So I can renovate a whole house from a truckload, bro.
Wow. So it'd be different things on there.
Yeah, there's different stuff on it. You get floors, tiles, lights, ceiling fan, everything.
Oh man. How much a good truck cost?
Man, the last one we just did last month, bro, I paid $1,200 for 26 pallets.
Shh. Boy, what?
Bro,
Oh
I
my
got to connect,
God.
bro. I'm telling you, I got to connect. It's on my
Holy
Instagram.
crap.
Look at my Instagram. You'll see it. I posted on Instagram.
What's your IG for those who
It's
looking at it?
Frederick Your Mentor. Frederick Your Mentor on IG on all platforms. Frederick Your Mentor. FREDERCK Your Mentor.
Man, that is sweet, Fred. God almighty no. And you need that doing this type of business.
Yeah, and
And
then
all that stuff.
one of my tenant, because you got to have a box truck or like an 18 wheeler or something to go pick it up. They won't let you go pick it up in your personal car, your truck, and then like that because it's pallets, right? And they
Yeah.
you go into the warehouse. And one of my tenants got a box truck. He got two box trucks, so I could just hit him up. Yo, bro, I need you. He gonna come pull up
Man,
anytime because
that's
I
dope.
got the warehouse right. So if he need to unload some stuff that's on his truck, we just unload it. Boom, we shoot down to the warehouse, pick up my stuff.
That's a good hustle too. You can be selling some of that stuff you don't use.
Yeah, yeah, you can sell some because a lot of stuff we don't use, we just end up. I got people in my mentorship. You know what I'm saying? I help them out, get them, make sure they straight with their deals.
Okay. Now I heard something in the house. I ain't hear my alarm go off. Must have been my wife. Man, that's dope, man. Wow.
Hmm.
So what did you currently doing now? What you working on now?
Man, I'm just right now. I'm building up my mentorship, right? So we get this business funded. We go out, we buy these property sub to what you taught me, and then we put them on Section 8, right? So now another thing that we're doing, we're gonna utilize the SBA loan, right? So looking to buy apartment complex. So
Okay.
now all we need is 10% down on apartment complex. So for example, if apartment complex is $10 million, right? I get 10 people to put in $100,000 because I'm getting people funded well over $100,000 per LLC. So I already know they
Wow.
got the funds. I already know they got the funds because I funded them, right? So just say I get them 100 on this LLC, 100 on another LLC. So we go 10 of us go together, put in $1 million to buy a $10 million apartment complex. And now we could use just say another 50,000 from each person to do renovations to add value. So we increase the rents by adding value to each unit.
Right.
And
That's
then guess what we're gonna do after that?
what you
Refinance it.
heck yeah. That's when that money come out. You pull those
Refinance it. So look,
big racks out.
we might pull out $3 million.
Yeah.
But this only for the people in my inner circle though. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that invest and that want to invest. I'm looking for investors, not people that scared to invest. Cause this we talking about some big money. So
Right. Now to get people funded, like for the LLCs, what do their credit score need to look like?
typically around like a 700.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you're not even there yet, man, I got people. Like I say, I've been doing personal credit for a long time, but I stopped doing the personal because I could focus on this other stuff. But I have people in my group that I send them to. Man, within 30 days, she wiping. She getting. I'm talking about she getting you right.
I see. I know you're a stand-up guy, man. You're a straight-up guy, because there's so many freaking credit fraud people out here, man. Don't do anything, man. I can't
Nah,
tell you. I
dog.
just paid at least 3 or 4 people. over the years, man. They don't do nothing.
You need to connect with me, bro. I'm telling you, I got some people. They get your credit straight, and then so basically, what happened? I send them to her. She get them right. She send them back to me, and then we start the business funding process. Once
Mm.
we get them, once we get once she fixed their credit, I give them the business funding. They in the program. Then they can start buying their properties.
Man, that credit is so powerful, y'all. Get it together, man. My guy Fred is right here.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been on Fred a long time, man. I know his credit file. So to reach out to him, tell us a little bit about your mentorship. We got a link down in the description also. You can click on it and check Fred out. His
yeah.
program.
What a link is, it's the Freedom Blueprint, right? So if you want a free guide, it's basically a free guide of how I do everything, right? From getting the business funding to getting subs to getting Section 8. So it's 3 steps to it, and that's what I offer. I offer the business funding. Like if you need help with your personal credit first, then I'm gonna send you to somebody else. They're gonna get your personal credit straight. Then and you come back to me, and then that's when we're gonna create your LLC. We're gonna make sure it's structured correctly, because just because you create an LLC don't necessarily mean it's structured. It got to be structured a proper way to get
Right.
the maximum amount of funding. I think a lot of people miss that part. They think they could just go to LegalZoom or Busy and just get an LLC and that's it. No, it got to be structured out, built out a certain way, and
Mm,
that's what we do. We build it hands on, bro. This is a hands on mentorship. This is not one of them courses you just get online and you study yourself,
right.
right? My mentorship is 1 year. It's hands on. By the time you get out, you will have a property. You will have one on Section 8, and you'll have business funding,
And
guaranteed,
you and you cash flowing
and you cash
on
flowing.
property. Yeah, that's what it's about. It's good to get them big checks and stuff like that, guys, but you want to build that freaking cash flow. So if you
Yeah.
want to go off to Costa Rica 3, 4 months, guess what? That cash flow still here.
Yep. Yep.
Still
And
here.
if anybody like on a podcast, I'm gonna drop. Let me drop this. Hold on, because some people I don't know that some people might be listening and they don't see the link. So
Okay.
they could text me, bro. They could text me blueprint at 678-551-7887. So text the word blueprint, one word blueprint to 678-551-7887. And I'll
Mm,
send you over that free guide of how we do everything. It's really step by step, bro. Like step by step to get you started.
man, thank you, Fred, man, because so many people need this, man. And a lot of people think, you got to have a lot of money to get started in real estate. When I started, I couldn't finance an onion. I didn't have not no money, but I just started wholesaling like crazy. Got my wholesaling, got my funds up. Then one of my first private lenders was she was into real estate, but then she sold some land at Walmart and made like 3 or 4 million, and then she just went out to philanthropy and stuff like that. So she make a lot of money and stuff like that. So she was just like, "Hey, Eddie, I need you to work this money while I go do my thing." So that's how my first private lender came about.
Eddie, let me ask you this: did you have any mentors?
Yeah, heck yeah. I had my first one was Ron LeGrand. Shout out to Ron, OG Ron, my boy. That's my first one. Then I had what's the guy? So that one wholesale was jumping. I got in 2004. The end of 2007 and 8, that's when the market started going down. So short
Mhm.
sales were popping. So then I got 2 mentors for short sales, which was man, they didn't got so rich. I don't even know they still teach. But I know it was Dewan and Bill Twyford, and then Jeff Collar. Man, now boy, they put me on that short sale. It was over because you once you learn those, like we was getting them down, man, 30, 40 cents on the dollar, and we was flipping them for like 60, 70% on the dollar. So I got
Mm,
two mentors that helped me navigate that, man, and we killed them from '08 to about 11 or 12. It started slowing down.
mhm,
Then we just done another one that we got out, knocked about 200,000 off of it. It was worth five. The guy owed 525. We got it down to 325. So that was a good golden, man. That was like a great tool to put in your toolbox, I could say.
So Ed, let me ask you this. So what would you say the importance of having a mentor?
Oh man, they help you go from 0 to 100 quick. Instead of you
Mm,
trying to guess everything out, oh man, I'm gonna do this, or making a million mistakes, a mentor just help guide you. Here you go. Go this way. If you listen now, you got to be a good student though. Some people
mhm,
think they know more than the freaking mentor. I get that all the time, man. Some
mhm.
people think they know more than the mentor. I'm like, if you knew more than me, why the hell you hired me? So
Yeah.
mentor just to take you from 0 to 100 quick, man. Quick, quick, quick.
And
If you're teachable.
how long you been having your mentorship?
I think you was one of the first students, I think, Fred. I think 2019, 2018 or 2019 when I first started.
Okay.
So about good
Okay.
6, 7 years.
Okay, bet. Yeah, I found you on YouTube, bro. You was pushing out the YouTube videos. It seemed like you still pushing out the YouTube videos, and I was on YouTube. I was watching you. I watch you every day, bro. You talk about that stuff too. I was like, man, I gotta get there. I gotta learn this. And I was in real estate school. I went to real estate school in 2018. So I actually think I was following you before I even started the real estate school.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know what year it was. It had to been like 18. And then by 2019, the beginning of 2019, I bought my first one.
Hey, everything changed. Once you get that first subject too, you know it's real. You be like,
You know it's real because people like people hear about it. Like back then, Eddie, I ain't gonna lie, like nobody was talking about it, bro. Like it was it was for few people, like maybe like one or two people you would see mention about it, but nobody was really it was this
teaching.
one white guy called Phil Panusis or something like that. Phil in
I think I
Florida.
know what you're talking about.
I got his book. He was talking about it. I read his book and I was like, you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't really connect with him. But then when I saw your video, I started connecting with you or whatever, messing you. You hit me back, and then I got into your mentorship, and that's how I learned it.
Man, my first deal was a subject too. I was blessed because I had to quit my job to go to my first seminar with Ron. It was called the Millionaire Maker. I thank God I went to that seminar first. Shout out to my mom because she paid for it. It was like 5 grand. So I went and I was so hungry because I had to quit my job and I had 3 kids because they wouldn't let me go. I was freaking driving forklifts and I was working for a temporary service. And they were like, no, you can't take no more days off, sir. I'm like, what?
What?
So it was a tough decision because I had 3 kids at the time. I was like, damn, man, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna bet on myself or I'm gonna stay here making $10 an hour. I'm like, man, I gotta go, man. I gotta try my luck. I said it
Gotta
can't
go.
get no worse than this. Hell, the only way is up from here. So I went, but the thing about it, like when we signed up, he sent us all the material. So I was so hungry. I was reading and studying and reading and studying. I started marketing. It was like 2 or 3 months before we got to the seminar. So I started doing marketing. Man, I went to the seminar with about 7 or 8 leads. So just so happened, Ron had the thing where you submit your property information sheets and then he'll look through them. So he called me up on the stage. I was like, oh man. Called me up on the stage, called this lady for me. She worked for the IRS. I didn't even think she was gonna do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Man, he closed her right on the stage. I left that stage. It was back in the day, no folk. So we still had fax machine. Man, I left that. Damn, that was a long time ago. Talking about fax machine. Wow. So I left.
Yeah.
I left soon as he called and closed him. I left and went and faxed that contract over. Man, I had a signed contract before I left. It was a 5-day seminar, man. It was so intense. It was like 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day. But I'm glad I went to that seminar because it taught me how to do subject to
Mm,
wholesaling, lease options. And they touched on a little bit about short sales. So I learned like 4 or 5 different strategies at one time versus like some
right.
people only learn like wholesaling. Then they be stuck wholesaling 20, 30 years. But I was blessed to learn like 4 or 5 different strategies, man. It was mind-boggling, but it was like 10 hours a day. We got an hour break at lunch, then we got a couple 15-minute breaks. But man, my head was like
It be so much and so fast, bro.
and the crazy thing about it too, man, it's still kind of like that. But man, it was only probably 2 or 3% of us in the room. No, I'm sorry, that's too much. 1%.
1%.
Yeah, like 1%. It got a little better now, but we got to start valuing our education more. We got to invest in ourselves. Like we'll go buy some dumbass, excuse my French, with some shoes or something, cost $1,000 or $2,000, instead of getting a program that's gonna help you be able to buy all the shoes you want.
Hey man, some people buy Jordan with credit, right? They'll go use a credit card to buy Jordan, but guess what? I use that to go buy cash flow and assets. So it's all about your priorities. You know what I'm saying?
Priorities and your mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I don't use my personal money no more, man, to buy properties. I use the business credit. I use business credit to go out and buy my real estate.
That's leverage. Major
Yep.
leverage.
And the government to pay it off.
Oh man. It don't get no better.
It don't get no better, bro. You don't see, here's the thing, like it works for you until it don't work, right? When you got, a private lender, soon as that person get mad at you, y'all fall out.
It's over.
It's over.
Wrap, baby.
Or you gotta go try to find another one. You may or may not find another one. They want too much, and then they want to control the deal. They want too much control. They want to tell you what color you paint the house. They just want to tell you what to do. You see what I'm saying? But when you business credit, ain't nobody telling you, hey, look, you need to do this, whatever, right? They ain't controlling you. You make the decisions. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I like the more. I want it more like freedom, man. I ain't got nobody standing over me telling me what to do. I just know I need to pay back this business funding, which the government is paying it back. You see what I'm saying? Not me. And they send me. I'm trying to get. I'm almost at 6 figures, Eddie. Like 6 figures a month with Section 8, bro.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about.
6 figures a month with Section 8, bro.
Now with the private lenders, you are right. You gotta know. You gotta know your private lenders. I'm blessed that mine's so rich. I got a couple of them. They so rich they don't even look at the house. They don't give a damn. They just say, Eddie, where to wire the money to? But not all of them like that. I had one that was crazy like that. I had to get rid of. But then I also had another one that some of them don't have that much money, so they may run out of capital. Then what you gonna do? So if you got both, the best of both worlds, you good. Don't get no private lender that's an asshole that want to come up and check everything you do. But I can't deal with that. So
I know everybody asking this question in their head right now, right? Listen to you. Where do I get a private lender from?
Well, private lenders are usually people, like I say, got a lot of money but little time. They got a lot of money and little time. Like I got another one, for example. He got a big tax firm. He got about 14,000 clients. The joker making 3 to 4 million a year. He don't have time to do nothing but send the money. He barely got time for that.
How do you connect with those people though? Okay, we know somebody that got a lot of money with little time are mostly gonna be business owners, right? So how do you get in contact with those business owners to even pitch that to them?
Well, usually it's a relationship. Usually if you know somebody, because how mine was, it like a domino effect. I started making my girl, who I told you sold at Walmart, making her money for years. She turned me on to 2 or 3 more of her friends. And now shoot, it's like a big family. So usually business, you good. I like when I do the deals, I care about my private lender money more than mine. I got to make sure it's secure. I got to make sure I get the money back and all that good stuff. I'm not gonna go buy a stupid project where I'm gonna lose a lot of money, then we all in trouble. So you got to take care of their money better than yours. And before you go get a private lender, they want to know how their money is secure. Don't go say, hey, you got 100,000 you want to lend me? No. You want to tell them how their money will be secured by real estate. They have first position. They'll make this amount back per month. Certain amount
You
back
gotta
per
have
month.
all your numbers when you ask for a private lender. You need to have everything written out. Like you can't go to them and be like, okay, well, I'm still figuring it out. Like, no, you're not.
No. They can be like, what? Man, I'm too busy for this. You a rookie. No, man, I
Yeah,
don't have it. I don't have time for it. They're gonna shoot you down. So you better know your stuff. But you need to let them know they number one thing they want to know how their money is gonna be secured and how much they're gonna get back. Then how much you need.
yeah.
So
The best way, I would say, the absolute best way to meet that type of person, if you in a mentorship, right? Because there's a lot of people that got money in mentorship. Not even that. Like the mentor that you have, right? He gonna introduce you to a lot of people that got money.
oh yeah.
Your mentor gonna introduce you to people that got a lot of money. So you just gotta be ready. And then I'll say if you not in a mentorship and you can't afford one, I'll say the next thing is like a real like one of those meetups, a real estate meetup group.
Mm-hmm.
If you could join a real estate meetup group, there's a lot of old guys in there. If you could pitch your deal, I think you got to become good at pitching the deal.
Yeah, you do.
You got to become good at pitching that deal, and then you can get in and you pitch your deal in front of that group, and then you can find one that way.
Yeah, and look at some of your like doctors, lawyers, people like that you may have a relationship with. Any of your doctors, any of your lawyers, them those two right there profession, they really don't have a lot of time. Some may have a lot of money, but the time is most of them don't
Yeah,
have.
starting out to be, from a lot of guys, especially younger people, they really don't have relationships like that built up. Relationship with high income individuals. You know what I'm saying, with doctors and
Yeah.
lawyers. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I don't know any doctors and lawyers. You know what I mean? And they don't really have the money or the credit. Like, so they start from like ground zero.
Yeah, get it like you said, go to a good real group, see who the
Hmm.
actors players are, look for some of them old fogies sitting in there with them deep pockets.
Yeah,
You see some of
yeah.
the old guys been in there, everybody know 'em? That's the one.
See, see, Eddie, I skipped the wholesaling and the flipping, and I went straight to buy whole.
Okay.
I
I
never
love
did a
buying
whole,
whole.
huh?
'Cause that's where your money comes from. That's man, I can't stress that
It's buy whole,
enough.
bro.
I can't stress that enough. You need that freaking cash flow. I'm gonna tell you what woke me up. I told you I started in '04 and the end of '07. Man, the changes like the market started going down. And I just started. Nobody ever told me about a recession, none of that stuff. So I'm like,
Hmm.
what the hell? Man, I had got in there. I did my little first subject two. I had three subject two when the market crashed. So I had a little cash flow coming in. But then I'm looking at one of my buddies. It was a dang on wake up call. I look at my buddy. He only bought subject twos and he put them out there on the lease with the option to buy. Some of them he did Section 8. Fred, the guy had about 40 properties subject to cash flowing
Hmm.
and everything going to hell. I'm on her like this. I could barely damn afford to buy anything because I was wholesaling like crazy. I fell in love with
Yeah,
wholesaling. The money
yeah,
coming like this. I'm like, but I just man, I wouldn't put enough properties in the inventory. But when that's I
yeah,
learned, bro. I learned because
yeah.
I'm looking at my guy. His life ain't affected one bit because why?
One bit
Cash flow.
cash
Man,
flow.
he's still going out with his wife, chilling I think they went out every Thursday or Friday for lunch. Some crap. Man, he was still balling. I'm like, oh, dang, what the hell would I do?
Hey, you learn your lesson.
I
Hey, I
learned
learned my
a
lesson through
big
other
lesson.
people.
I learned a big lesson, man. I started buying and holding after that. I got up to about 50 on 50 subject twos at one time, but when the market got up high, I've been liquidating. So now I got
Yeah,
got a certain amount in the portfolio I'm holding on to, but I've been blessed to cash out on a good number on with six figures a piece. So I liquidated. That mark was at the top. I'm
yeah.
getting rid of them, boy.
Get rid of
Not
it.
all of them, but out some of the big ones.
I'm gonna tell you, Eddie. Some of my properties tripled.
In
Some of
value.
my property
Yep.
in value, I held on to them. I did not sell them. Even when they was at the top, people like, oh, they're at the top, they're at the top. I did not sell. I kept them.
Mm.
And I'm look back on them like, man, I'm so glad I ain't sell. I ain't never sold one of my property. I got all of my property.
Wow.
Um, and I never sold. I just get that cash flow every month. One check from Section 8, bro, is like, look, one check. They just sent me a this March 1st. One check, $4,000 for one check.
That's for that's like the first month and the security. Or how was it?
No, like it just like some of them send you checks and a lot of them do deposit. Like I said, I'm working on that 6 figures a month just from Section 8, bro. You get to that and your
So
life is just, bro, you do whatever you want to do.
when you want.
It's so different, man. I think people don't realize like I'm not doing anything. Like I go to work once, right? I go to work once when I buy the property, renovate it, and put it on Section 8. That's it. From that point on, I'm not going and sitting in the house with them. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not even going back to the house ever. If some break down, I send one of my handymans over to fix it. I don't go back to the house ever.
Now I'm gonna tell you a good thing, man. We caught some good deals. My only regret, I didn't buy enough from them. But man, in Atlanta, bro, the cheapest one I caught was 5 grand, but we were catching for 10, 15,000 up through the city, man. I couldn't
Imagine
believe
if you still had those today. So here's what people. I'm gonna break this down. Like a lot of people want to sell,
it. Yeah.
but you get in the situation, you can use a DSCR loan, right, and refinance that property. So when you sell, you still got capital gain taxes, okay?
Oh
But
yeah.
when you refinance that property, you got to leave 25% in the deal, but you get the rest of that money.
Tax free.
And so now tax free. So now you kept the house, you still got all the equity out. You just left the 25% in. You gonna if you use an agent, you're gonna pay that anyway.
Yeah.
And capital gain. You're gonna pay more by selling. So it's actually cheaper to keep that property, and then over long term, you're gonna start building up that equity. And then all of the write-off. I just did a video on YouTube where I named all the different write-offs you could have by owning real estate rental properties. So like when I tell you I'm buying all this stuff like vehicles and all this and property, I get to write all of that stuff off every year. So that's how the rich people don't pay taxes. I don't pay taxes, bro.
Yep. Following it through a what is it, 503? I got some of these guys with they funnel the money through the nonprofit.
Well, yeah, you have the 503c. I have 503c, but I'm just talking about just straight from your deductions from your rental properties.
Yeah, all those write-offs.
All the write-offs from each rental property. You see what I'm saying?
That's one thing one of my mentors always said: don't kill the golden goose that lay the golden eggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
don't sell off the house because it's laying them eggs every
Yeah,
month.
you can hold if you a lot of people be like they can't afford or whatever the case may be. Is really they don't know the right strategies how to properly set it up so that they can keep that property. There's so many different ways and strategies you can use so you can keep that property and not have to sell it.
Right.
Right now, you can't go over your head and do $1 million property and say, okay, I'm gonna put this on Section 8. That's just not going to cash flow, right? It got to be in a certain. You got to have a buy box that house got to be in a certain price range to cash flow.
Where you
Like
like
I
to stay
said,
at? What's a good price range you like to stay at when you
right
rent?
now in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, it's gonna be hard to find anything. I mean, unless get creative financing. But I like to stay anywhere below going in below 300, 350.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good price range too.
Yeah. Anything over there, if you do the 1% rule, right? Just say you go buy something 400,000, 1% rule means you got to make $4,000 a month. Yeah,
It's a lot.
that's a lot. Like Section 8, yeah. I don't know. So if I could find something like 250 to 300,
Yeah.
that's gonna be
Sweet spot.
good. Yep.
Now, I got
anything below that, just even better.
a buddy too, if you know anybody. He's selling off. He got them all on Section 8. The Joker got about 40, 50 properties that he's trying to liquidate. Whole pocket. We'll talk about it though. If you know
Okay.
anybody. He's trying to liquidate his whole package. Got
Yeah.
about 40 to 50 properties, all of them on Section 8. He's really like on top of that. Like every time the rent increase, he jump on it, get the rent up. Like he's locked in. But he want to liquidate and do some more stuff, so
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I don't really so much worry about the price of the property because I'm taking over sub too. One of my biggest things I look for is how much is their mortgage payment.
Oh yeah,
That's all I care about. And the first conversation is how much is your mortgage payment?
Can I cash flow?
Can I cash flow? So I already know the breakdown from Section 8 for every county in the United States. Every county in the United States, every city, every county, every zip code in the United States, I know what they pay, right?
Who you seeing paying in Georgia?
What was that?
What counties are you seeing paying the most in Georgia?
Gwinnett pay really good. It's based off zip codes. Gwinnett pay really good. The cab pay really good. Some of the county zip codes, right? And I'm always going for the bedrooms. Bedrooms and zip codes. That's what you look for. They don't care about the square footage. They don't care about, how big your yard is. They don't care about any of that. It's zip code bedroom, right? So that's what I based off. So when I'm doing it, I'm searching by zip code first. So I'm seeing what zip code pay the most. What zip codes I do not want to be in. If they really paying low, I'm not even looking at a house in that zip code. So when I started searching for which property, I could find a property just like that, Eddie, that could cash flow $1,000 a month. I could go on Zillow and find a property.
That's tight. Cause once you know that, the breakdown, you know what to look for.
Exactly. Wow. You know exactly what to look for. So, like I said, I'm looking for something I can cash flow at least $1,000 a month on. And then we can work the interest rate. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the balance and how much equity is in the property. And I'll look at all that stuff later. But if the numbers don't match for the monthly payment, if that monthly payment $3,000, then it's in Section 8 pay 26 is I ain't going no further. Right? But if that monthly payment $1,200 and Section 8 pay 26, now we finna talk.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm always looking at the monthly payment.
Yeah. That's what's gonna determine it. Now, would you take over one you only cash flowing $200?
Yeah. Because you got cash flow and you got equity. You getting paid two ways. So I know in Atlanta, my property, I make $100,000 in equity between the 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So either way, I'm gonna get it now or I'm gonna get it on the back end.
So either way, you win.
Either way, you win it. If you could buy a property, you cash flow $200 and your buy-in is low, it's not that much, buy it.
Now, would you buy one with an adjustable mortgage on
it? It depends, right? It depends on the monthly payment. It depends on how much equity is in it, because I can always refinance. You can always refinance a year later. If you got enough properties to get you through like a year, because you got to wait a year now. They changed it. You got to wait a year before you could do a cash out refi.
Damn,
so
when they do that?
They changed that during the pandemic, bro. Like they stopped it. I'm telling you, I was doing three at one time, but they stopped it. So now you got to wait a year. So basically, what I would do, I would buy it, and then I would just wait that year out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I refinance it, and then I'm good. Like it depends. Like I said, if it got over 6 figures in equity in it, I'm taking it.
Oh yeah,
I'm taking it. You see what I'm saying? But if it got no equity in it and then it's adjustable, that's a bad deal.
Very bad deal. That one keep you up at night.
Yeah, yeah. So it got to be beneficial to both of you when you structuring these deals out. Like deals are created. You see what I'm saying? Like when you go to Zillow, and you looking through Zillow, like a lot of those are no deals. When you on the investor site, they're not deals. You got to create the deal.
Oh yeah,
You know,
creative mind.
you got to
They
create
put it
that deal.
together.
And once you create a good deal, it's like, okay, it's beneficial to both of us. I'm not gonna take on this mortgage because it's a risk for me. But if you got 6 figures in it, I'm taking that jugger.
That's right.
Because I know I can get it back in another year, you know.
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of people be so greedy on the front end, they want all the money right now, right now, right now. You hear a lot of people say, I just want to flip because I want a lump sum of cash. Like, yo, sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. Like you take crumbs until you get, you know what I'm saying? You build up.
And you only good as your last flip, because when you sell that deal, guess what? You just killed the golden goose that laid the golden egg. Now you're looking for another one. Hoping you
Flipping
find
is the
one.
worst thing you could do, bro. That's not investing. Flipping is not investing.
It's a job.
It's a job. It's a job because you got to be there as soon as you sell. You paying taxes, and now you sell. You got to go do it all over again. That money that you get, I see it. One of my best friends, she flips, right. She sell the property. Half of the money that she gets, she got to go put that back into another deal, paying the hard money lenders, paying the contractors, paying the material. It's just a cycle that just like, oh my god.
Just wear your ass out. That's me how I know. Shoot, I used to do a lot of it, yeah, boy. I had to hit the brakes. It'll wear you out. But most people, they look at HGTV and they see everybody, they flippers running on that rehabbing and all that. They think that's where you're supposed to start. And
Nah,
that's
that's
the
not
worst
what you.
way to get paid and the hardest. Because you deal with
It's definitely the hard.
tractors, man, you, boy.
Right now, what people are doing, they're buying land and they're building ground up,
Yeah.
and they'll sell that. You're gonna sell that much quicker than you will going to buy a 1960 house and renovating it and putting it back on the market.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
all day.
Somebody looking at a new build versus a 1960, they going with that new build every day, all day.
Ask yourself, what would you do?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Because you could buy a lot right there beside that old house, right? Buy a lot right there, what they doing in Atlanta, and they building up.
Yep.
So those new construction, they selling like that. People are getting rich off of buying land, and because I know you doing the wholesale land thing. So man, people
My
buying
wife,
that land.
she just got into building, so she gonna start putting some houses on there.
Y'all gonna kill it.
Man,
Kill it.
it's the best thing smoking, man. Like that freaking man on rehabs, man. And then every rehab, I promise you, if you're doing one, factor in a good 10 to 15% over, because it's gonna be something come up that you didn't know about.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee you, it's gonna be something that pop up.
Right. Oh yeah. Flipping can make you money now. Don't get it wrong. Flipping can make you money, but rental's gonna make you wealthy.
Heck yeah. I
And you're
told him
gonna have fewer gray hairs.
I seen my boy with the 50, almost 50 properties when that pandemic hit. Man, I'm like, damn, I've been doing this wrong. But my mentor told me, but most men, we want to reinvent the wheel, do it our way. Man, I want, and then he said, don't go out and do a rehab, you know, when you first start investing. Man, so I did the subject too. Then I went out there and go get me a damn rehab. Didn't even listen. Oh, God. Man, I barely made, I had to refinance out of it. And I think I only was able to pull out 10,000 out of refinance. So I had to refinance, get the hard money paid off. I messed around and hired some of my family members to work on the house. Oh my God. Man, I'm pulling up to the house. Guess what they doing in the backyard, drinking beer and stuff. I said, what the hell?
I tell my mentees from day one, stay away from family and friends.
Oh Lord. And then they think every time I left the house, Fred, they think they supposed to leave with me or just chill and come back and start working when I get back. Man, guys, please do not hire no family or friends. It's gonna cost you.
It's gonna cost you.
I did everything he told me not to do, but and he was right.
Hey, for real, I learned the hard way, man. Hey, you love them to death, but do not do business with them. Like they ain't gonna take your business serious, man. Ain't nobody gonna take your business as serious as you.
Correct.
And you gotta do business with people that take, like, don't get me wrong, if you got a family member and they take business serious and they understand it, then yeah. But if you got somebody and they just, they just flying by night, just trying to make a couple dollars here and there, they gonna work out.
Not do it.
Yep.
Really. Well, thank you, Fred, man, for spending time with us, man. Tell everybody how they can reach you again. And look down in the description below, y'all. It's a link down there below for the free Freedom Blueprint.
Yep. You can reach me social media, all platforms, Freddie your mentor, or you can shoot me a text, blueprint. You want a free, if you listening to it and you don't see the link, you can shoot me a text 678 what is it, 557-7887.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Fred, any more last gems you want to drop to any newbies, anybody just getting started in the game?
Man, sure. If you looking to get started, do not get started without a mentor. Guys, it's so important. Like that's going to be the best investment. Don't go out and try to invest in real estate without investing in yourself first.
You got to. It's very important. If not, you're gonna learn the hard way. And some people, man, if they learn the
Never
hard
recover.
way, yeah, well, I was just finna say that.
Never recover.
I was just getting ready to say that.
One mistake, one bad mistake can take you out the game forever. Forever. Like I know people that made mistakes, they don't even want it. They be like, no, it was just, it's like trauma, bro. But all of that could have been prevented if you just had to, stop being cheap and pay, because ain't nothing free, right? Y'all want stuff for free. Look, it ain't free. We didn't get it. Like you just said, you had multiple mentors. You had 2 mentors to teach you short sale. Not 1, but 2.
2.
Bro. And now you passing on all of this information, what they taught you, what you learned. Like you got a lot of information to pass on. And then people want you to teach it to them for free. Like, no, I'm finna make you millions of dollars and I get nothing.
Nothing.
Like, so you got to realize, like, we didn't make millions of dollars without paying other people.
Say that again. You got to invest in yourself.
You did not make millions of dollars without paying somebody else. And you got to realize nothing great comes from just doing stuff by yourself. You need a team.
Oh, Lord. Yes, sir.
You need a team, right? You got to have people around. You got to build up a network of people, because your network is really your net worth. Like you got to build up a network of people around you that do different stuff. You need CPAs, you need realtors, you need attorneys, you need contractors. You need a lot of people on your team.
A lot of the right people. And if you ain't got no mentor, you gonna hire the wrong people.
If you ain't got a mentor, you might as well. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna fail. If you don't have a mentor, you're gonna make so many mistakes. It's gonna cost you so much money. The money, here's the crazy part about it. The money you're gonna lose, because you're gonna lose money. I promise you, 100% of the time. The money you're gonna lose, you could have been paid for you several mentors, probably.
Yep.
So
like I say, you either pay now or you're gonna pay later. But you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay.
So get into a mentorship, invest in yourself, learn it. And yeah, you watching videos online, that's different, right? You can watch, I know people that watch video for 5-10 years and they ain't still bought a property yet.
Yeah,
you still gonna be lost. You got to get in the room, guys. Got to get in the room. And that's my last, that's what I gotta say, bro. You got to get in the room.
That's so profound, man. Thank you so much, Fred, man. Yeah. God bless you. Thank y'all out there watching. Invest in yourself, man. It's gonna be your best investment. I got over 300,000 in my education. I just paid Fred 50,000 for the internet coach and all that stuff. You know how to run the funnels and all that stuff. So I'm still investing in myself, y'all.
You got to, bro.
Invest in yourself, man. This is better than that college education, man. Because you only gonna make so much. You at a cap rate when you go to college. You get out here and learn this stuff. Not knocking anybody been in college, but you invest in yourself and learn how to become an entrepreneur and get in this business. It'll take care of your family for a lifetime. You can't leave your family a job, but you can leave them these properties. You can leave them these properties you done built up with that wealth coming in every single month. So
Generational.
Generational. Invest in yourself, man. God bless you. Love you guys. Keep growing and going. We'll see you at the top, baby.
These guys.